Listen, life goes on. And that is the problem that someone is having with you right now. Your life went on. What they don't understand about you is you're very gifted when it comes to shifting your perception. When the relationship or the friendship or the situationship was not doing what you knew it needed to do, and this person was, not showing up for you like you felt they needed to show up for you, you just got out their way. That's all. You got out their way. You have a lot of, I hate this word superstition that's on this card, but you have, we're going to use that energy, if you understand what I'm saying. Somebody has a lot of spiritual understanding and wisdom. So you're able to make sense of things really easily and just move on with life. Like, because of your ability to understand spiritual issues, your ability to understand challenge, it's very easy for you to just say, okay, well, spiritually, I understand what this means. Spiritually, I understand what's going on here. So I'm just going to let this thing go. Five of Swords. What was easiest for you to understand, you just said, oh, this person betrayed me. They was giving me attention one day. Here it is the next day. They're no longer calling. We're no longer in a relationship. See, what they didn't understand about you is that you're always at peace. What they didn't understand about you is that you like yourself. So it's super easy for you to just say, oh, I get it. Because you're not going to stammer and go in circles around it when somebody is not holding up their end. It's easy for you. You said, oh, this person betrayed me. They must have been wearing a mask. It was easy for you. You said, they must be phony. Yeah, they were coming around like everything was great. We were supposed to be building, and they just bounced. Okay, well, cry me a river, boo-hoo-hoo, life goes on. This person is shocked to see how simple it was, how easy it was, how, hey, it's 12 o'clock right now, I will be moved on with my life by 12:01. How easy it was for you to simply make the assessment and move on. This person never saw anything out of you. You just let go, literally. It was like, if you remember who used to play double dutch all the time when they was kids, you double dutching it, and somebody just let go of the rope and the rope just fly up in the air. That was literally you. It was like, oh, you're not going to play fair? And you just moved on. Somebody is in shock. Somebody is in absolute shock. They cannot believe it. But you honor your intuition above all other things. You don't care what this person was saying to you. You don't care what nobody was saying to you. You're like, I feel like this person's a liar, baby. The devil is a liar, the end. You stand strong and firm in High Priestess energy no matter what anybody says to you. No matter what anybody tries to bring up, no matter how they try to say, oh, you're this person tried, you overreacting. What happened? It wasn't. Nope. You let it straight go. You didn't play. This person was trying to play some kind of game. You're too strong for that. Segment energy. You are way too. You don't fold. This person is still, you don't understand. They're still trying to figure out what games they can play with you because they're stuck in the past. Cassette, this is Six of Cups energy. This person is stuck in the past. They keep replaying the last conversation. They keep rereading the last text messages. They keep looking over like, well, the last time they were here visiting, they said this. The last time they came to the house, they said the last time that, everything is about replaying those moments. When did I lose her? When did she stop caring? When did she decide that I wasn't worth the fight of the argument? When did this person just cannot understand you? Sometimes they are literally up till sunrise, just thinking, like trying to figure out what happened, how it happened, when it happened. When did it happen? When it's like she don't care. Like, what's going on? Your spiritual awakening, which was so long ago, like you've been awakened for such a period of time, you've been at peace and able to really look within and hear that clear voice inside, really connect with your intuition, really be high in your feminine energy. A night like tonight, like a supermoon night for you is a night that you just get clarity, messages come through to you, dreams come through to you. You've been connected for a long time. You've been connected for a long time. You're not new to it. This person does not realize that with you having been chosen, one of the ones who was just raptured up, okay, into the divine during one of these many I always say we get raptured up into new consciousnesses, new consciousness all the time. That's what the rapture is. It is the moment that we go up in consciousness, and sometimes other people do not go. They get left behind. You have been raptured up in consciousness so many times and have just left behind groups of people many times. You get caught up in the rapture, okay? Literally caught up in the rapture of the Most High. You go up in consciousness and there are people that fall away. You have been through this so many times, being raptured up, and then those old energies of old people falling away. You're so much older in spirit than you are in chronological, biological earth years. So for you to get raptured up again, and then he gets left behind, for my masculines in the room, she gets left behind, it means nothing to you because it's happened. For you, it's natural. It's like at this point, you done with it. Like the minute you get raptured up, you like, oh, I'm off that. It happens for you that quickly. Again, your sensitivity levels, sacral chakra energy, your sensitivity levels are sickening. You can feel it. You can feel changes. When you get raptured up and you go up into that heavenly realm, you literally smell different smells. You smell differently. Like you smell different smells. You hear music differently. Like you have a seriously heightened spiritual intuition. And when you go up into that heaven realm, and you've been up through levels of heavenly intuition, heavenly energy. You've been around angelic bodies. You know your spirit team is always close by, and then you've been up around angelic energies, celestial energies. You have that level of consciousness. You're very awake. You're very present in spirit. How was he going to compete with it? I mean, it is what it is. So this idea that somehow in the midst of all of this person was going to play in your face, girl, and yet you were still going to be available for the playing. You're not that type of person. You also have a lot of wise counsel, helpful people, older relatives, older friends. You tend to attract older spirits because your spirit is old. You have since 4 or 5 years old, one of them sitting under the kitchen table or dining room table while the family is cooking and things, been hearing the wisdom of the old. You can read the Bible and pull every scripture out and you get the wisdom from the old. Like when you hear scripture, you hear ancient wisdom in everything that you do and everything that's around you. Nobody was going to come into your life and play with you. This person, at the end of the day, this person miscalculated. They totally miscalculated. Communication from you, they want to know what happened. They want to know where it is. But the truth is, your communication levels was always higher than theirs, spiritually speaking. So you were the type of feminine energy that when you were in this person's sphere, in their orbit, you always spoke to them in a way that spiritually made it clear what you was all about. The problem is that they had the type of energy where they don't take those sorts of things seriously. This person kept thinking that they were going to be able to take advantage. You see what I'm saying? They were going to be able to take advantage. They were going to be able to get away with it. They were going to be able to get over. Even though you might have sat right in their face and just said simply, you know, whenever things around me are not honest, I tend to shut down. You know, spiritually, I have to be in a pure environment. You know, I kind of disconnect when things are not of my caliber. It's easy for me to detach spiritually from darkness. You were saying things like this. He just was like, yeah, whatever. This man is now thinking about romantically what it really meant to deal with you, right? I thought that we would be able to, you know, if I ever kissed her, if I ever this, that, it would be enough. I thought that I would be able to get her to be lost in me. This is someone that thought they were basically going to be able to seduce your soul. They saw all of this beautiful, soulful energy that you have. They saw your dedication to spirit, and they believed that they were going to be able to kind of get all of that energy to face them. Get all of that energy to be directed towards them. Get all of that energy to be something that they could benefit from. Get all of that energy to be something that would help their cause. Somebody was basically trying to siphon. They saw your passion and your energy for yourself and for spirituality and had the arrogance and the confidence to think they could redirect your sphere so that it would all come towards them. But your intuition, baby, you hear loud and clear. He didn't have a chance of doing that with you. You're too in tune for that. You're too in tune. You've seen too much. Very detached feminine energy. Very detached feminine energy. That's just the way that it is. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. Psalm 40:1. You've only ever put your faith in the Most High. That's why this person could only get so close to you. It was never going to be more than that. You've been out in the forest season of your life. You've been in the wilderness. You know what's out there. You know the games they play. You are not somebody that's some babe in the woods, literally, that he was about to make a fool out of. But he felt like, he had been talking to you. Y'all had been on the phone. Y'all had been to the Sizzler, girl. He say, I told you that you was my twin flame. Like, you supposed to be addicted to me by now. He was giving you what he thought. You know how it is when they see a spiritual, divine, masculine or feminine. They start talking a whole bunch of stuff you would see in the back of 17 magazine. Shout out to those of y'all that used to read 17 magazine back in the day. They will sit up and start pulling some stuff out of the back page of 17 magazine. And they'll start acting like they think that's going to be enough for you to see them as spiritual. They're going to tell you some basic horoscope information. They're going to start talking to you about some very, I'm a Pisces and, all this kind of stuff that for them, it feels like that's spirituality. He didn't have anything to say. He's heartbroken now because he thought that he was putting it down. You really spoke about real spiritual divine connection. And this person didn't know what to say to you, but they still thought they were going to be given the opportunity. They thought they were going to be given the opportunity, but what they didn't understand is by you being so high in high priestess energy, you're not easy to read. You're not somebody that puts it all out there for everybody to see. That's why it's so easy for you to detach from people, because you don't let everybody in anyway. Like, we may talk, we may we do this and that, but you're not in here. Like, you're not really somebody that's really on my team like that. So with that being said, there's a certain energy there with him where he's shocked and surprised. He did not know that he wasn't as close to you as he was telling himself he was. He knows that you always have a smile on your face, always joyful, always cool, easy to get along with. So he thought it was, okay, well, I must really have her heart. Baby, nothing in all of creation will ever be able to separate us from the love of God. Do you see that? Romans 8:39. This was not that. He was thinking that he was going to really get an opportunity with you that you really wasn't going to give to anybody. This man thought he was going to get to be your guidance. Girl, I had a fool tell me that, like, an ex from many, many years ago. With me being your advisor. How in the hell you going to advise me? Do you hear yourself? Nobody advised me. I just was done. Like, right there. Who? How? You and what army? Where you going to get the military strategist? Where are you going to get the Sun Tzu level strategist? Go get Machiavelli himself. And then we can talk about who might potentially be able to advise me. You have to try to talk to people like that. Let them know. Baby, go get Socrates. Maybe he can advise. Go get Jesus. Because that's what it'll take. You ain't finna come in here with your little crusty advise me. Baby, you got to go down there to East Side High and get Joe Clark. You want somebody to be able to advise me. You got to dig deep. You got to go get Raheem. You got to go get Cain, baby. And Abel. Advise me. Baby, you better go get She-Ra, He-Man. You need an army. You going to start advising me. You have to hurt people's feelings sometimes. Give them that, you cut them, dark humor and all. I bet you knew where I was going with it, though. My guy. Talking about you going to advise me. Baby, you need Tom and Jerry to advise me. Guiding children. This is what he thought. That you see, it's obvious to me when I see this energy. This is someone who saw you potentially as like, you know, sometimes some masculines, but some karmic energies, period. I don't want to just put it on karmic masculines, period. They will equate feminine energy, divine masculine even. They see the glow and will try to equate you with a child. Like, I'm just going to take their glow and start raising them or start. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm not going to stand for it. No. This person may be high in fire sign energy, which, you know, fire sign energy, when it's like, say, let's say in reverse, like when it's coming through karmic, these people tend to self-sabotage. They tend to burn themselves out. They tend to get an Icarus energy, right? Where they fly a little too close to the sun. They tend to overestimate. They tend to overshoot. They tend to overshoot their level of importance. So that's a very typical sign and symptom of somebody that's in, like, let's say, in a sense, reversed fire sign energy. All of the fire, all of the passion is always turned up too high, and it always, like, y'all hear this heater doing all this hissing, that's right on point and on time with it. It's like that's how they are. They doing a little too much. They're a little too heated up, and it starts to burn them out. They tend to make bad plans that falter. They tend to create plans that are too big for their level of execution, especially when the fire sign energy is like in Moon or in Venus or in Moon, Venus, Saturn. They make plans that are almost militant in their strictness, but the only person that's ever really going to suffer from the fallout is going to be them. That's just typically the way that goes. It's difficult for them to be effective. It's just one of those kinds of things. Too much. They're too much. They can't be effective. You have to shut them off. You have to slow them down. You have to see them for who they are and who they are not. This person is going to have to turn inward and look at themselves and how they are after they've dealt with you. You're going to be a great mirror for them. They're going to have to see that all of that angst and I'm just going to jump in her life and do, that doesn't work on you. That does not work. Okay? Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Your faith is too strong for somebody to just be able to come in and yank you. Look at this. Just behead you. This person thought that they could disempower you mentally. So this was somebody that was playing mental games with you. You're not one that mental games can be played with. This person thought that they were going to be able to play mental games with you to disempower you, to kind of get you broken down, to get you to a space where you were going to be seduced and confused. Seduced and confused. They wanted you to see them in a kind of paternal energy, and they wanted to kind of hypnotize you in a sense. They thought that mentally they would be able, but they, you know, they be used to playing with the wrong kinds of women. This person thought they were going to be able to like get you to start having dreams about them, things that would show them that they had your mind just going beyond belief. This person wanted your mind. They wanted your mental energy. And that's funny because as a high priestess energy, we know full well one thing ain't nobody never gonna get is your mind. You are the mind. You ended up getting his mind. And within the next few weeks, you're going to realize that because he cannot move on. You also have a lot of indigo child energy. Again, that sensitivity and that leadership on you is just something that he was not. And it's crazy because you're a soft leader. See, he's thinking that this person might be from where the women are kind of like rough, you know, a little more on the, like, you know, like bossy, pushy side. And you're not like that. But you're still a leader. He had never experienced anything like that before. This man thought because you demonstrated understanding, that also meant you were going to be a pushover. Oh, you know, I understand. He thought you was going to be a pushover because you walk in peace. Because you communicate from a place of peace. You're not finna holler and scream. The thing he don't get is you don't holler and scream because you cut folks off. Holler and scream for what? Click. That's enough. He's not used to that. He's used to, you know, ghetto fight ghetto. Let's argue, let's holler and scream. Let me give all my power away by hollering and screaming at you and smoke shooting out of my ears, or I'm going to keep texting you and calling you and chasing you. You know, what's going on? Why haven't I heard from you? He's used to playing those little cheap games. And it's a funny thing because we say ghetto, but we all know that you can go very high up the sphere in terms of education and academia, and you will still find these same little low-level games. It's shocking. Crazy example. If anybody watched that Diddy documentary, you saw him playing low-level project games. After all, with women, after all that he's accomplished in terms of money and travel and seeing the world and having some time down at Howard University and getting out there and getting an opportunity to be sophisticated, get an opportunity to see the world and become something and be cultured. And at least if you are going to be playing games, you would think they would be extremely high level psychologically and sophisticated. But we had a man who's had access to $1 billion that was still playing the same games that the boy on the football team is playing at high school, at junior high school. The sleaziest boy on the junior high school football team at that. Still playing text message games, still setting himself up to date 19-year-old people and play low-level games. It's shocking when someone has had access and they still subscribe to a philosophy of someone who's had limited access, no money, to the poorest, lowest level of society. This is still who you choose to be. This is still who you are. All angels shout encore in awe before the glory in awe before God's visible power. Psalm 29:1. The signs and wonders of the Most High have shown up through you all throughout this relationship. And this masculine in his karmic energy is going to miss the awe and the greatness of the power and the glory of the goddess on you in this relationship. Your ability to maintain in the strength and the power of the Most High, to use your spiritual gifts in order to protect yourself, in order to protect your spirit, in order to not reduce in frequency, in order to not come down from heavenly realms and raptures of consciousness that you have just received because a low level frequency is in your life attempting to apply broken down pressure. Okay, you remained in star energy the whole time. Hope card, star card energy. You remained in a place of faithfulness, stillness. You were absolutely militant in your grace and your dedication to the Most High since June. No wavering. You was in there with God. It's like, baby, I don't play these games with you. And this man thought that he was going to be able to make you think that he had done anything but stab you in the back by betraying you, by playing mental games, by disrespecting your spirituality, by disrespecting who you are as a woman or masculine and divine energy, by disrespecting your trust, by disrespecting everything that makes you who you are. This man thought you wasn't going to notice that. This man thought you wasn't going to notice that. He thought you wasn't going to hold him accountable to call him out. The Lord bless you and keep you. Benediction, baby. The Lord, who sang that in high school, I always say it. The Lord makes his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. They had me over there with the altos. Numbers 6, 24, and 25. The Lord smiles upon you. The Lord makes your way straight. The Lord keeps your mental sharp. The Lord keeps your words sharp. The Lord makes sure when you speak, the dams break open. The Lord makes sure what you see is what you saw, that you walk in clarity, peace, strength, sharpness, and structure. He don't know nothing about that. He doesn't know a thing about that. Period. You're made for a king who loves with a noble heart. That's who you're for. That's who you're for. King of Cups energy that's going to adore you, that's going to see the beauty in you, that's going to think you are just the cutest thing. You don't have to deal with nobody playing these kinds of games with you because you're clairvoyant. See, he wanted to disprove your clairvoyance. He wanted to say, ah, man, I got her coming over there with them 17 magazine horoscopes. What? Man, you ever heard of moon signs? Okay? Coming over there, base level mess. What? Yeah, my grandmama, she used to read Psalms. Who do you think you are? You understand that it is safe for you to be powerful. You don't need nobody to give you permission. You know who you are. You have always walked with an abundance mindset. That's why you sit in a grove right now of abundance. Whatever is going on in your life, you have peace. You have passion. People pay attention to you. You're paid attention to. You have abundance. Try to start a new business, new ideas, make some new girlfriends, because whatever you do right now is going to grow because you have Empress energy. All you have to do is go to that space and sit down. You have Empress energy. There are a lot of spiritual entities that are talking about you right now, and I do mean angelic energy, starseed energies. All you have to do is plant a seed, a business, a love, whatever it is. Write it down. It shall come to you. If you have enjoyed this Divine Feminine Tarot Tea, girl, please go ahead, do write that down, okay? Do like, do share, do subscribe. Okay, do not be afraid to come through the building, girl. And when you do, please do hit that bell so you can be here every single time. Me and the T team are off up in here, getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages. Hey, baby, if you would like a personal reading from me, please go ahead, hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. Y'all, I will let you know the availability because we are swamped, T team, on the personals. I mean, I've been catching up for 4 or 5 days at this point. I mean, so anyway, go ahead and reach out so I can provide you with the upcoming availability. Also, if you would like to, and shout out to all of y'all that have been so patient because it's been bananas with personals these last few days because of the demand. I do thank y'all and love y'all, okay? Go ahead and check out Pretty Princess Promises and Prosperity Petitions Tarot, girl. Well, all we do over there is manifest beautiful things. We have our fun. We do our dark feminine thing over here. But we do our pure light feminine, just bringing peace and joy to ourselves over there on the other channel, my other channel, y'all. Be a prosperity princess at Pretty Princess Promises Prosperity. Pretty Princess Promises and Prosperity Petitions Tarot. You can always find that channel in the links on this page. I'll go out to the link section, go to the comment section, post section, or you can go beneath this video. I'm going to try to remember to put it in the video. Also, if you are still in the building, please go ahead and put a smooth little 2828 in the comment section because it was exactly 28 minutes and 28 seconds when I said what I said. Also, if you would like to, go make a little love offering to this channel, girl. dftarottea at Cash App or PayPal. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.